Hello, my friends, and welcome to Italy, a place to love YouTube channel, the channel where I like to talk about the good, the bad, all we have to know about Italy, but in particular about the properties for sale in Italy. So I'm investigating always town to towns, the property market, and the houses for sale in a selected town by me. So in today's video, my friends, I bring you to a town in Abruzzo region, Chieti province, and this town is called Palmoli. So here we see Palmoli, and we can also see on the map where Palmoli is. Now, let's investigate a bit the town. All right, let's zoom in. And let's say why I decided to pick this town today. Now, first of all, because it's a location that is not really far from the sea, but at the same time is close to a town called Vasto, is not very far from Termoli. Anyway, it's in Abruzzo region, and in Abruzzo there's a high demand of expats looking for properties for sale, also because the properties for sale in Abruzzo are quite cheap, let's say, are not very expensive property. And that's what I'm going to investigate in today's video. Then we are also not far from mountains, so this location could also be nice, not only for sea lovers, but only for the mountain lovers. So again, close to the sea, close to the mountains, not very far from bigger towns, and in particular, the reason why I bring you to this town is because in these days there is a very interesting story about the family in the woods. I have already made a video about this story, so it's the story of a couple, of a British and Australian couple who their children had been taken in custody by the Italian court. And this couple live in the forest around Palmoli. Now, anyway, there are updates about this story, and I will cover this story in another video today, later on the channel. Okay, now let's go 1 second on Wikipedia to understand a few things about Palmoli. So, Palmoli is a town of 851 inhabitants, all right? So, we are under 1,000 inhabitants, we are under 20,000, that means that it goes under the 7% taxation, because Abruzzo enters in these selected regions where in towns under 20,000 inhabitants, you are allowed to have a 7% taxation. What else I want to say? I want to see about Palmoli, nothing, that we are not very low as a altitude. We are 727 meters above the sea level. So we are in between the hills and the mountains. But anyway, Abruzzo is a region that not only has the sea, but also has beautiful mountains. Okay, now let's go after this introduction. Please put like and subscribe if you like my channel. It helps me to grow. It helps me to grow. And if you want, you can also join my Facebook group called Italy, a place to love, where we reach 763 members at the moment. All right, now let's go on Palmoli. Let's zoom in a bit more. Anyway, as you see, it's a small town, around 1,000, under 1,000 inhabitants, famous nowadays for this couple. He is British and she is Australian, and so living in the forest around Palmoli. But now let's investigate the distances, okay? How far, for example, is Palmoli from Vasto? Now, Vasto is the bigger town with all the services, not far from Palmoli. Okay, here, anyway, we see that the distance is around 30 kilometers, let's say under 40 minutes driving. So, in 40 minutes driving, we are close to the sea and close to a bigger town. Okay, so then I also want to check how far it is from Termoli, another bigger town which is in Molise region, not in Abruzzo region. Let's see how far. So we are under 1 hour driving. So it says here 48 minutes. We are around 50 kilometers from Termoli, another quite big town. Then, as you can see in Vasto, there is also McDonald's, if you are a fan of fast food. And then I also want to check how far is Chieti. Chieti is the province. Palmoli belongs to Chieti province. Now, as we see, if we want to reach Chieti, it takes more than 1 hour. We are in 1 hour and 24 minutes. We can reach our destination. But anyway, at the same time, there is a high demand of expats around the world that are looking for these small towns in between Abruzzo region and Molise region. One more thing I want to show you the distance. Roccaraso. Now, in case you are a ski lover, let's say, there is this location that has more than 400 kilometers of ski routes, all right? And now we can reach Roccaraso in 1 hour and a half. So basically, Abruzzo is famous because in the same day you can ski and you can swim. No, I'm joking. You can ski, but in the morning, and then you can have a dinner on the sea in the evening. All right, so basically we have focused on the distances now, Palmoli, but now we go to the goal of the video. And so the goal of the video is to find the properties for sale in this town called Palmoli. Okay, so let's investigate and let's see what are the houses for sale in Palmoli. Now, properties for sale in Palmoli, Chieti province, it says that there are 27 houses and flats. Again, we are talking about a small town where you can enjoy the slow life, good food, good air, not far from the sea. So all the reason why people are picking this area. Now, I avoid, as usual, auction properties, but I believe there are no auction properties in this town. As you can see, we still have 27 houses. Usually in such a small towns, you don't have auction properties. And then we select from the lowest price. And now we start our video. So cheap property, 27 houses, let's say less expensive. And now I will investigate, I will have a look to each house before I go for the one that I selected. Now, detached house in Corso Umberto, 10,000 euro. So here it's a real bargain. They didn't even put straight pictures, only 5 pictures. But anyway, then we have a 3-room flat in Palmoli, 12,000 euro for a 51 square meters. Now, generally, I don't cover flats. I always go for townhouses or countryside houses. Anyway, here I see an apartment that is not in a very bad condition. It's in the center of the town, but again, it's a flat, so I will skip it. Now, here we have a detached house for 15,000 euro, 3 rooms, 50 square meters. In the historic center of Palmoli, we offer a small building with private entrance, typical townhouse, village house. Now, there are 40 pictures here. Now, 15,000 euro, it's a bargain. So I see a house that is not in a bad condition overall. So I might go for it. Here we see a lovely view. So here there is the sea direction. It might even have a bit of sea view because you are high in altitude, around 700 meters above the sea level. Now, I don't go for this property, let's say, because it's a bit small. We are only talking about 50 square meters, which is quite small. I would just read how many bedrooms and bathrooms this house has. Now, 3 rooms, 35 square meters floor area on 2 levels, so 35 plus probably 15, but it says just 1 floor, 3 rooms. Anyway, good condition, individual heating. Now, obviously, as always, under my videos, in the description, I share the link here of these properties for sale. Now, I don't go deep into that property, but if you like it, if you're interested, you can just follow the link under the description of the video. Now here we have a flat, 4 rooms, okay, 20,000 euro, 100 square meters. But again, I'm not interested in flats, all right? We offer a spacious apartment located on the second floor in a semi-detached house, so it's not really independent because you're sharing the building with someone else. Then we have a semi-detached house for 21,000 euro, 77 square meters, 4 rooms. Let's have a quick look. Now, this house is not bad. I have to say that if you have a small budget and you want to have your own house, but I see anyway some works, not major works. I don't know, for example, in this house about the heating system. I don't see any radiators. I just saw the stove in the living room, so there's no heating system, but it could be for 21,000 euro a perfect holiday home, let's say. Okay, now let's keep moving. 24,000 euro, 100 square meters, detached house. Let's have a look. Okay, here we have a full renovation project. But in case you like this type of houses and you want to go for a renovation project, this could be the house for you. Only 24,000. You can also bargain. You can still deal with the seller. 100 square meters, quite big, independent house. I mean, townhouse. Here we have another lovely house, 25,000 euro, 3 room flats, but it's a flat again. Here again the problem I think is on a 2 levels the house, but the ground floor belongs to someone else. So you have first and second floor, but the ground floor belongs to someone else. And I also see renovation project here anyway. Not major, not extremely big renovation project, but yes. Now here we have a 3 room flat, 25,000 euro. Quite good, let's say. We are in one of the main road, not very narrow road, but again, second floor. So it's a shared building. Another flat for 25,000 euro, which it looks quite good. There are 60 pictures. Let's see. I'd say this is a lovely flat, but again, habitable with outdoor terrace. The entrance on the ground floor leads to the kitchen with a fireplace. Stone townhouse. Actually, this one is in an it looks like an independent townhouse, okay, on 2 floors. It's not bad, but anyway, I see the garden is not the best, but let's see what do we have here. Duplex in Corso Umberto, 26,000. Palmoli in the center, detached house, ground to sky. So here we also have a house. Actually, this house looks quite good. All right. This could be a property that I would go for. Particular bathroom. Okay. This is not bad. This house with a lovely view, with heating system, lovely floors. I don't see massive renovation works to do in this house. Anyway, 26,000. I'm curious about 4-room flat in Palmoli. So here we have another flat. We see up to now, we see that we are under 30,000 euro and we have a good amount, a decent amount of properties, some in a bad condition, some not very bad. So I'd say some have very small project of renovation. This one, for example, also looks quite decent. But so let's go to the one that I selected. Now, detached house, 226 square meters, but I guess it's a countryside house. Okay, this is also not bad, but I see a renovation project, 34,000, I skip. Here we have 35,000 flat, so 38,000 euro detached house in Via Vittorio Veneto 81, 4 rooms, 100 square meters. This is another interesting property. In the historic center of the characteristic medieval village, we offer for sale a house on several levels. This is also an interesting property. But the one that I picked for today's video is this one. Detached house in Palmoli for 38,000 euro, garage included. Also, I was looking for something with a garage, 5 rooms, 90 square meters. And so let's go. Here we see the other one, the following one, which it looks quite good for 39,000 euro, but again, is a flat. And so I just go now onto this property. Let's read the description. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen living room. Let's see what the description says. In the heart of Palmoli, we offer for sale a renovated detached house of approximately 90 square meters. So 38,000 euro, which is under 40,000 euro, and a renovated detached house. Then, anyway, here they're selling for good condition. We have to investigate with the pictures. The property is on several levels and consists of an entrance hall, large kitchen, living room, a study, studio, bathroom and closet on the mezzanine floor, a closed bathroom and closet on a mezzanine floor, 2 large double bedrooms and bathroom on the first floor. So we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, less than 40,000 euro, 90 square meter, townhouse, which it means you don't have management fees, so you don't have to share any bills with anyone. The request includes 2 comfortable finished cellars in the basement and a small garage, which is a very, for me, is a plus. To always have a garage is always something that I'm looking for. Also because in the older part of the towns, you might not have very close to your house a parking space. That means that you can park your car anytime you want, close to your house, in particular after you are doing shopping. So, again, recap, 38,000, 90 square meters, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, garage, independent townhouse. Let's have a look at the pictures. So let's go full screen. Now they sell it as a renovated house. Okay. Now overall, now here, what do I see is that, let's say, first of all, let's start from the floor. The floor looks quite new. Let's say not the newest on the planet, but overall good. Overall, the window frames, they kept the old one, but they look quite good. Okay. So then we have a kitchen that is an old kitchen. It's an old shabby kitchen, but you can always go for a better one. And the electrical implant doesn't look very old. Now, what I'm focusing is that there are no major renovation works. We also see this emergency light. That means that if the power goes off, this light turns automatically on. Okay, we have a kind of quite big living area, I mean, between dining and kitchen area. Okay, it says there is also a living room, so we'll investigate now in the further pictures. Okay, here we are still in the kitchen dining area with also, so we have radiators, we have heating system, we have we have a fireplace, and then also we have this lovely vaulted ceiling, which is always nice, particular, and stylish. I like the windows. I like there are two windows, so the house is quite bright. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now I'm wondering if this is what they call the living room. Could be, could be. Obviously, I see the electrical implant is not the newest, but I don't think it's in a very bad condition. Now, here we might be fooled by the dirty walls, but for example, here I would keep this floor. I would simply keep it because it has the particular style of these type of houses. So I wouldn't change it. Technically, you can even resell nowadays these type of tiles. If you want to get rid, you can even technically. There's a high demand at the moment in Italy of these type of tiles. All right. So here I would say to freshly paint and so on. It is in need of a bit of attention, the property, but anyway, overall, it looks good. The floor, I will try to restore to give a good cleaning, proper good cleaning. Okay, here we are in another room. We see we have different floor. We have the same floor that we had in the kitchen dining area with radiators. Anyway, with balcony. I like the old style of the windows. Okay, quite big, quite big. I'd say here we are already on the first floor. We have this is a bedroom. It says that the house has two bedrooms. Then it also said that has a living room and a studio on the ground floor, which I haven't seen. Now here, let's see, let me go back. Here we are in another bedroom. So these are the two bedrooms, which they look quite spacious. Okay. Now, here we have a bathroom that is in a good condition overall, so it might not be in need of renovation, in particular, at least not in the very beginning you move into the house. Then here we have one cellar. The house, it says there are two cellars. So we have a new gas boiler. We have the water tank, extra water tank, even if in this area there's no lack of water at all. Okay, so we see all the piping system is in order. I see everything with another star vaulted ceiling. Here we are in the attic. So there is an extra room in the attic, all right, which can be used as a studio, for example, with a lovely fireplace. This house, anyway, we see it a bit dirty here. All it needs is a good clean, good painting. I don't see major works to be done in this property. Now, I want to read again. The property is on several levels and consists of an entrance hall, large kitchen, living room. Now, they're not showing, now, I haven't seen the entrance hall. Anyway, this is an interesting property overall. For example, we see that there is an agency selling this property, Agenzia Vasto Immobiliare. If someone is interested in this type of property and would like, for example, more pictures, a video, I might do this type of service if there is anyone interested in this property, simply because we don't really have all the pictures. It would be nice to have more picture of this house because for me, overall, this house is in a good condition. Again, I'd say that this could be used as a living space. Even if one thing, in this room, I don't see a heating system. I don't see the radiators in this room, which is a bit strange. Unless, I don't know, should be investigated, but overall, anyway, here we have one bedroom, so here we are on the upper floor. Okay, it would be nice to have a video, to have, anyway, more pictures, but for me, this is the type of property that I would go for. Now, for privacy reason, the advertiser has not indicated the exact address. All right. And now I want to go here on Palmoli. Now I'm at the end of the video. I just want to see a bit the area and the town itself. So there are anyway other towns around: Fonte la Casa, Doiola, Tufilo, Carunchio, Liscia, San Buono. So there are other towns around. Here we have the main road that is leading to Vasto direction. Okay, now I want to just zoom in to understand the street view. We have lovely forest around. That's probably where this family, the family in the woods, lives. Now here we have the council, there is a pharmacy. Anyway, in this type of town, there is post office. You have all type of little services that you may need. Now, I know there is a fortified castle here. Let's try to a museum. Here we have the council. And okay, here we are in the older part of the town. La Casa dei Figli, the house of the figs. Let's try to just go in the main road. Okay, so basically, my friends, this is the town, which it looks quite nice. We have plenty of these type of townhouses. Here we had someone doing some renovations. Beautiful townhouses. Typical, anyway, of the Abruzzo region, Molise region, Basilicata. Anyway, it looks like a town that is in a good order, well looked after overall. Let's go back to see if there is a main square. Okay, here, okay, for example, here we are in one of the squares of the town. Quite bright and sunny. There is a beautiful view. So if what you're looking is a house in the countryside, in a small town with a slow life, where you can get a property, not expensive property, in a lovely town around Abruzzo region. Anyway, this could be one of the towns you might select. As you see, again, there are a few properties under the price of the one that I picked for 38,000. For example, I see a beautiful house here, this beautiful townhouse. Anyway, it's a very interesting town. Anyway, my friends, if you have watched up to now, please put like and subscribe, join my Facebook group, and I'll see you here on Italy, a place to love, to my next video. Bye!